Today's YouTube is about one of my favorite things, which is plants. And I want to share with you guys today all of my hippie tips that I have learned over the years of not only having a garden outside and my plants outside, but also inside. I'm going to show you a little bit of my mini garden that I started in Florence only this summer, and share with you guys some of the things that I am doing to keep out insects so that it stays organic, and also helping the plants grow and thrive as big and abundant as we all want.
Look at these babies here. I mean, they're not babies.
I mean, this guy is like...
They're adults. He's huge! Wow. Yeah.
The little baby ones are so
tomatoes.
cute.
Oh my gosh. There's another one here.
The first thing I want to talk about is, this is in Italian, so excuse it, but it's basically a thing called onyx blood. This is amazing for a fertilizer, but it's even more intense than a fertilizer. And you really want to put it in the beginning of the season, and you can also do mid-season so that it gives the plants like a super extra boost in nutrients, and just, you can see in the background how much they thrive with a little bit of extra help, like something like onyx blood. This here is actually eggshells that I have grounded into a powder, which also works as a natural fertilizer. I love this because it's super easy. It also is super sustainable because this is obviously using waste from my kitchen scraps of cracking eggs or cooking eggs, boiling eggs, etc. What's amazing about this is you just sprinkle little spoonfuls at the bottom and the base of your plants, and I'm also going to show you how you can do this with your indoor and outdoor plants as well. And you can also boil egg water, which I will show you later as well, and use that water as fertilizer for your plants. So this is great to just sprinkle at the base all over the soil for extra nutrients when the plants really need it to thrive. The next tips I want to talk about is pest control for an organic garden. So there's a few key things that I love to do. One is using organic coffee grinds. The smell actually helps with keeping away different insects because the coffee has a very strong sense of smell. What I also like to do is use the rind of lemon and limes and spread them all over the garden. This is also an easy way for our plants to get nutrients as well as keeping insects away, which is a win-win for everyone. My second best thing, because sometimes in the summer it can get a little overwhelming with insects or they start to bite and eat your leaves, neem oil is by far the best, most natural thing that you can spray all over your leaves multiple times a week, and the insects will completely stay away from your plants. I bought this thing here in Italy on Amazon, which is just pure organic neem oil. And I go and spray them at least once or twice a week if I feel like there's a lot of intense pests there. Also with insects, but this also helps with things like mold or different types of root rot, for instance, if you overwatered the plants, is cinnamon. This is one of the best things you can put in your indoor and your outdoor plants, which will allow to kill mold, bacteria, rot, etc. So whenever you feel like there's a white thing on the top of your garden or any type of certain mold or rot that could be hurting your plants, sprinkling cinnamon and mixing it into your soil is a great way to kill off this type of infection. And last but not least, but of course my favorite, always use a really good compostable, nutrient-dense soil. This is one that I have gotten locally here in Italy in Tuscany, and this is completely composted with multiple different types of compost, from vegetables to plants to leaves, so it has super duper high nutrients. So when you put your little seedlings into the soil, they really have a great opportunity and chance to thrive and of course give you as much fruit and nutrient dense vegetables or fruits, whatever you're trying to grow, as much nutrients as possible.
Piano.
Now I want to take you inside and show you how I take care of my indoor plants. Hi, Panda. One of my secret and favorite tricks ever for houseplants is, if you eat eggs, I love to have mine boiled because I like to cut them into salads or on top of toast, etc. And instead of discarding the boiling egg water, I like to keep it in a ceramic jug on my countertop, or you can put it in whatever container you want. And you save this water because after it boils the eggs, it has a ton of minerals from the actual egg shells themselves. And so watering your plants with this once it cools down is one of the best ways that you can get a lot of nutrients for your houseplants, especially in the winter time and in the springtime when they need a little bit more help because they have less light. So this is by far, when you do this trick and you're consistent with it, your plants will thrive. I remember I was at an Airbnb for 2 months in London and they had houseplants, and I told them like, no problem, I'll take care of your houseplants. And I left the houseplants 10 times more abundant than when I first arrived. And they messaged me after and they were like, what on earth have you done to the plants? Like, we need to know all your tips because the plants are thriving. And all I did was spray them with water, which is what I'm going to talk about next. And I ate a lot of boiled eggs, and so I was giving them all of the boiled egg water. So I know that it works. These beautiful leaves actually absorb water also through their leaves. And a lot of indoor plants are actually tropical plants, so they need a lot more humidity than the average place will actually give you. So having a spray bottle like this, or there's even the ones that make it even easier to spray water, giving your plants some water this way on the side of the week where you're not giving them their full watering is a perfect way to give them a little extra humidity and also some extra water in between their watering schedule. So I do this with literally all of my plants and they just absolutely love it. As you can see, we have some new leaves on this guy coming and they just love it. So another important thing for your plants is to wipe down the leaves because they collect dust over time. So I like to wipe them down, especially on plants like this where the leaves are really big. They can suffer a lot and not be able to breathe when they have collected too much dust. So I will go through maybe once a month, depending on how dusty your house is, and just give these leaves a nice little delicate wipe down with a damp cloth or paper towel or whatever you may have. This will make them super happy because it will let them breathe again and also give them a little bit of moisture, kind of the same as spraying them off. And you just have this new little leaf here. He's so happy. So those are my hippie little tricks that I have collected over the years. Something also important, of course, is to be very intuitive with your plants and understand when they need to be watered. I know that my plants in the winter time, sometimes I need to wait 10 days to water some of them. And in the summertime, I have to water some of mine 2 times a week because my house is very hot as I'm in Italy. So it's really important to understand the climate of your home. Always put your finger in the soil before you water it again, because if it does have too much water and it's still damp, the soil, you can totally wait another 2, 3, 4 days. It's going to depend on how much water is really in the soil, because the last thing you want to do is drown your plant, because that will cause root rot or anything that can also kill the plant on the opposite side of things. And of course, sometimes shocking them is a good thing because it builds their strength. So when the soil becomes dry for a day or 2 days, don't worry, it's okay because it does strengthen the plant, but I wouldn't go longer than a couple days of dry soil, and then making sure that they of course have nutrients and water. Another thing too is some plants really do not love not having a hole in the bottom of the pot that allows the water to drain out. I hope you enjoyed all of these plant tricks. If you enjoyed this or you want me to touch on anything specifically, feel free to put it in the comments below. I will see you on the next video.